Today we're talking about the brand new trailer for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which has just dropped, and on the surface, things look massive. IMAX cameras, Matt Damon as Odysseus, Cyclops, giants, Hades, sea monsters, a budget that looks like Zeus himself approved the invoices. And yes, Nolan has reportedly shot the entire thing on IMAX cameras for the first time. This is historic and could make this one of the biggest cinematic spectacles of 2026. But after watching this new trailer, I have some concerns. Big ones. G'day viewers and welcome to the Hollywood Menace. Now, not that this movie is doomed concerns, more like Christopher Nolan might be about to make the most visually stunning school play in human history concerns. Because while the costumes look incredible, the scale looks insane, and the mythological elements are finally showing up, the Cyclops, the underworld, the gods, the monsters, there is something weirdly modern bleeding through this trailer. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. The accents, the celebrity casting, the modern dialogue, and yes, the dreaded word, dad.
You're pining for a daddy. My dad is coming home.
No. This is the Odyssey. This is Homer. This is ancient myth. This is blood, salt, gods, monsters, longing, vengeance, destiny, and a man trying to claw his way home after 10 years of war. Because viewers, this isn't some bloody Disney Plus side quest where baby Princess Leia is asking Obi-Wan Kenobi if he can find her missing dad. That word doesn't belong in Star Wars, and it doesn't belong here either. It should be father, always father, not dad. Because that one tiny three-letter word instantly drags my ear out of the ancient world and throws me face first into a Target parking lot in 2026. Where's my dad? Mate, you're Telemachus, son of Odysseus, not Peter Parker, not Spider-Man. You're not asking for a lift home from soccer practice. Now, maybe in the full scene it plays better. Maybe the trailer cut is misleading. But when you're adapting one of the foundational epics of Western literature, tone matters. Language matters. You don't need everyone speaking like they swallowed a dusty Oxford translation, but you also can't have ancient Greek heroes sounding like they've just ordered oat milk lattes in Brooklyn. And that brings me to the casting. Because Nolan has assembled a cast so famous, it almost becomes distracting. Matt Damon as Odysseus? Fine. Good choice. He brings weight, experience, and he can sell the movie globally. You need a name like Damon to secure financing, publicity, red carpets, talk shows, IMAX pre-sales, all of that. No issue there at all. But then we get to Tom Holland, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Charlize Theron, John Bernthal, Travis Scott, Lupita Nyong'o, Mia Goth, Elliot Page, and on and on and on. This is a massive ensemble. And suddenly, I'm not looking at Ithaca anymore. I'm playing celebrity bloody bingo. There's Spider-Man, there's MJ, there's Batman, there's Catwoman, there's Furiosa, there's the Punisher. And somewhere in the back, Travis Scott might wander in like he took a wrong turn at Coachella and ended up in Homer's Epic. Again, maybe they're all brilliant. Maybe Nolan pulls it off. But this is where I wish he had gone the Apocalypto route. Mel Gibson made one very bold creative choice with Apocalypto. He cast largely unfamiliar non-actors and used an ancient language to immerse the audience in a brutal, distant world. That film feels like you're watching something unearthed from history, like you're in a time capsule. It doesn't feel like celebrities playing dress-up. And that is exactly what I wanted from Nolan's Odyssey. Imagine this film mostly in ancient Greek with subtitles. Now imagine if Christopher Nolan had cast unknown actors with weathered faces, strange rhythms, real physicality, unfamiliar voices, then have Matt Damon as the one major star anchoring the whole thing. That could have been incredible. Instead, this is starting to look less like Apocalypto and more like Wolfgang Petersen's Troy. Now, I don't hate Troy. Troy is fun. Brad Pitt looked like he was carved by a very thirsty marble sculptor. Eric Bana was excellent. Brian Cox chewed the scenery like it owed him money. But Troy was not mythic in the way the Odyssey needs to be mythic. It was Hollywood ancient world cosplay. Big actors, big speeches, and even bigger sandals. And that's my fear here. that Nolan has built the most technically impressive mythological epic ever filmed, but stuffed it with so many recognizable modern faces and voices that the spell keeps breaking. Because the Odyssey is not just an adventure story. It's not just man tries to get home, runs into monsters story. It's about time, temptation, memory, identity, loyalty, the cost of war, the rage of the gods, the pain of a family frozen in absence. Now, Odysseus is not just trying to get back to a house. He's trying to get back to himself. And that requires atmosphere, mystery, distance. It requires the world to feel older than us.
Daddy.
So when I hear modern phrasing, mixed accents, and celebrity voices bouncing around ancient Greece, I start worrying that the film might flatten the myth into a prestige blockbuster with monsters. Now, to be fair, and I do want to be fair, there is a lot here that looks very promising. The visuals look stunning. The costumes look strong. The IMAX scale looks like it could be absolutely ridiculous on a massive screen. This is the Hollywood Menace. Thanks for stopping by and listening. Until next time, ta-ta and farewell.